are getting sleepy. Sleepy.
I'm sorry. There's a reason no one makes that joke anymore. I always thought that Danny Boyle was a director that had so much style that it actually created substance within his movies. And at first, Trance is a very simple story told with a lot of style, and it's good fun for the first two-thirds of the movie. James McAvoy plays as Simon, an art auctioneer who ends up working with a gang to steal a famous painting worth a lot. Something goes wrong, we're not entirely sure what at first, and Simon ends up getting hit really hard in the head and loses the painting, and he can't remember what happened to it. The gang members led by Vincent Cassell end up enlisting the help of Rosario Dawson, who is a hypnotherapist, and for a while the movie ends up being a stylish practice of her trying to get Simon to remember what happened. And I was into it for a while. The hypnotherapy scenes are fun. Rosario Dawson was able to give a very strong performance. The music was really catchy, and I found myself just tapping my foot and smiling a lot during the movie. And then at a certain point I realized that this happened to me before, like kind of like with Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which starred Robert Downey Jr. back in like 2005. That movie had like a really fun story and a lot of clever moments, and then you realize that in the third act, everything you enjoyed about the movie is going to go away and be buried by the unveiling of a very convoluted plot and lots of gunfights. With that said, I still like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, but I'm just using it as a jumping off point. Trance does that in its third act, and it gets really ridiculous with the plot twist and violence, to the point where it's not really fun anymore. At a certain point I thought, I like this movie, but this is kind of dumb. Like, there's like this weird sex scene and Danny Boyle is just doing all this stuff with color, and I'm thinking, is this necessary? And then I just started kind of laughing. Like, mind you, I was still enjoying the film at this point, but I was kind of able to see through it, and then I thought, and the thought that this movie was kind of dumb just never really went away. And the ending itself wasn't that hard to predict. I mean, I didn't guess like every single aspect of it, but if you find yourself thinking that a certain scene early on was strange and you try to infer something from it, what you guessed is probably right. And even then, you don't really buy what the movie is selling for like a second at that point. For those of you who are Danny Boyle fans who are looking for something a little head twisty that'll mess with your head, that was redundant, I could recommend Trance. I liked it more than I didn't, but just, man, the third act can just really ruin things sometimes, but still I will say it is a decent movie. And if you like this review and you want to see more, please subscribe, I'd really appreciate it.